game or a fight, you're home. I like that for you. I truly like that for you. So that by the end of your day, you can truly close your eyes and say, yes, I have fought a good fight. I have stayed the cause. Yeah, my work is done. Okay. Welcome back to life. And I didn't even want, it's like it's Open Thought Tuesday, and left to me, I really want to discuss something non-Nigerian in a political sense. But over the weekend, while you were probably checking the color of your stew on the rice and whether the jollof rice had enough seasoning to it, and while you were busy probably arguing about the size of your protein, or maybe some of you was pounded yam and native soup. Like, God alone knows how well you chose to get down this last holiday. While you were at it. Yeah. I saw a video this morning of, it's alleged that the video is out of Kwara State. Kwara State. And I thought, well, if I'm going to discuss this conversation today, what other approach? How else? And to be honest with you, I want you to be aware. Now, here's what I'm even trying to do. Between you and I want you to be so aware of what's happening that you can decide your next move. I mean, I might as well just come here and read you the headlines and truly just be done with the assignment I bear in my heart. Just to let you know that I don't know what's happening, but this formation looks like this. So you do the work of interpreting what you think that this formation looks like. But I was like, well, if I'm going to make this a conversation, what's the best approach? Like, we've spoken about this 100 times. So we're back here again? Okay, well, I think out of duty, I'm really just going to bring this to you, and then I'll get your reaction to it. So our first hour, there is out of Kwara State. So I'm reading police report, and I'm seeing videos, and then Sahara reporters reporting deaths. In fact, there was a video I saw this morning of deaths. I think it was said to be 6 or 7 people. Just a crude way to take the life of a man. Just a highly disregarding manner. But then again, yeah, this sort of violence, that's all nearly hateful. Very mindless. Police is saying, well, this was 2 days ago. So maybe by the end of today, they're probably going to have a more updated version. The police refutes report of a terror group operating in Kwara State. We'll talk about that. So initially, the rumor was that there is now this group that is terrorizing Kwara State. All right, we'll talk about that. After that, rumor has it that State House is really fancying the idea of, well, they're moving alternative energy. So over the last few days, I've been seeing headlines reporting that the villa is trying to install solar panels. Now, 2 things. If you remember, a few days ago, Gencos were reporting debt being owed them, and something is rumored to be around 4 trillion naira. So I don't know if it's the federal government trying to maybe manage that expense, or the World Economic Forum has this thing where they have Agenda 2030 and they list a number of things. One of those things, which the World Economic Forum is trying to achieve globally, is alternative energy, renewable energy. So it just occurred to me, is either that maybe the Nigerian state is trying to show their adaptation to renewable energy, or, it is this issue of debt. And I told you last week, the vice governor, Lagos State, said that his bill went from 2 point something million to over 20 million a month electricity bill. It was nearly unbelievable, to be honest. But if you think it's unbelievable, you've heard the common Nigerian complain about what the cost of units he is able to afford, and how 150,000 take them about less than 10 days, or about 10 days. Less than 2 weeks, actually. Well, so we're looking at these conversations this afternoon on Nigeria Info. And first, interestingly, I was trying to make a conversation around the mindset of people who listen to radio versus the mindset of those who watch television. And I came by this thread. I'm going to share it with you in a moment. And beyond the fact that radio was mentioned here, I think this is also a situation where, given its open thought, my thoughts about this particular thread suggest that if I share them with you, you may be motivated enough to change something about your life, improve a habit of yours, give it up, adopt new habits, reform, reshape, redefine yourself, readapt yourself to higher things, higher goals, because it does quite appear that people are doing it, and they claim it's working for them. And you know, if I find something good, I want to lay it on you. So we're going to go off on a break. When we come back, I'm sharing with you a thread. Oops. That's worth all your time. We'll be right back. It's Open Thought Tuesday. We are 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. Welcome to radio.
If news is your quest, or gist your request,
yeah,
well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow
is the sunny side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. There should be a debate. Who is more mentally sharp? I was going to say mentally superior, you know, those who watch television or those who listen to radio. Well, I'm serious. I truly want to have that debate. My hold is that those who listen to radio are far more fanciful and superior to those who watch television. Lords of Logic, should we hold that debate? I would love to. All right, so that's a thread. And, you know, a Nigerian put out a question on Twitter, X, and he says, what improved the quality of your life so much you wish you did it sooner? The commentary is very impressive, and I'm going to share that with you. But the first part I think is really worth mentioning here is by a gentleman, Ezedi Onoche, and he says, listening to radio. Oh. And then someone under that comment says, listening to radio? Let me just quote it verbatim. The person says, genuinely curious. How, bro? And he responds, I mostly listen to the sunny side with Joyce, 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. That lady's so intelligent, you all should check her out. And someone else comes beneath the comment and leaves flowers. I guess that's someone corroborating the fact that you listen to radio, you're better off. All right, so now that's one. And this corroborates my point that those who listen to the radio, have a lot more juice. I don't know what you're going to characterize now as juice, but you kind of pick up what I'm putting down. That those who listen to radio have a lot more steam, a lot more juice. They have a lot more heat, a lot more spice. Maybe they're a lot more informed, to be honest, than those who watch television. All right, so now let's go to the thread proper. A few things that people have done, according to them, that has improved their life so much they wished they did it sooner. The benefit of this is maybe you need to start something. You may think it's late, but as long as you have breath in your lungs, better late than never. Okay, the first one says, moving back to Nigeria. Someone left wherever she was overseas and moved back to Nigeria. And according to her, she wished she did it sooner because it made her life better. Who would have thought? The next one goes, being overly emotional and empathetic towards ungrateful souls. Someone else goes, going to the gym, meditation, and I quit weed. Okay. Someone says, moving to the U.S. of America. Someone else goes, impulsive buying. Another person, breaking up with a woman that always felt she was right and a saint. All right. Someone else goes, moving to a highbrow location, paying for a steady supply of electricity, moving to Band A, getting solar has improved his life tremendously. He says, if I had funds 10 years ago, I would have done it since then. Okay. Someone else says going to the gym. Someone else says I quit weed, go into the gym. Cutting off people who drained me. Peace and silence are underrated. Once I stopped trying to be available to everyone, life got quieter and better. So you may want to look at your list of friends and ask the question, are you surrounded by idiots? By the way, there's a book titled Surrounded by Idiots. You might want to check that out. Okay, This one says she cut off sugary drinks. So some of you have an addiction to sugar. There's a witness here saying if you cut it off, your life could be better off for it. So maybe you want to consider that. Someone says he went to the gym and he got himself a car. Another person says, I'm minding my business, listening to music, lifestyle, watching movies, playing video games, and going to the gym. He wished he did that sooner. Someone else said he got married and his life became better. Another person says living alone. Someone else traveling out of Nigeria. Another person focusing on natural foods, fruits, and vegetables. He says, well-blended smoothies, herbs, vegetables. My skin is just beautiful. And I'm only using soap, no cream, unless during the Hamilton season. Wow. He says, I cut out industrialized food products. If nature doesn't make it, don't take it. A very, very interesting thread. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to share this with people listening to Nigeria Info. Someone else writes, learning a new skill. So I would suggest if you still have that mind, if you have that energy, sometimes what you need is faith. Maybe it's not even much the energy as much as it's faith you need. If you have that much faith, you may want, regardless of your age, believe that, you may want to acquire a new skill. Someone writes, looking at the world from a neutral point of view and taking the blame for every single thing that goes wrong in my life, no matter who's involved. A number of you have the habit of blaming others for your own shortfall, your lack of thought or thinking, your lack of, well, maybe it's even your own fear of assuming responsibility of your life. And it's a lot easier for you to point a finger and blame someone else. Well, someone says he took advantage of his life and the responsibility thereof. He is reporting that his life has gotten so good, he wish he started earlier. Another person, he says, I quit porn and masturbation. Sunnyside, hi. You know me and I know you. A handful of you, yeah, good. Someone has quit porn and masturbation. And he is a witness to the brilliance, the bloom in his life. And maybe this is a call to you to say, it's never too late to start all over again. And as much as you may think you'll lack the discipline, deciding to be disciplined is exactly what it takes. The decision to be disciplined. Yeah, you don't have it today. It's like muscles, You don't have it today. You work out the first 1 week, you're sore dead. Your muscles are taut. You can't move. Yeah. And then you give your body 2 weeks if you eat very well. The muscles loosen up a little bit. And then you keep at it. After a while, it's a hobby. Think about it. It hurt one time, and before you know, working out now is something you like to do. Exactly my point. The decision to not give up. As long as you don't give up, you can. Someone else writes, reading quality books. You are my witnesses that I've told you to, read something. Well, I think one, because it challenges thought. It may not even be immediately beneficial. You may not necessarily see the immediate benefit, but just the fact that rather than arguing with your girlfriend or arguing with total faceless strangers on social media, you can read a book that can challenge your thought, and maybe by so doing you sharpen your own mind. Because if you don't sharpen your mind becomes dull. And if you wonder why there is so much, why we have stupidity in excess, yeah, your guess is as good as mine. All right. This one goes, not holding back on anything, holding myself accountable, being stingy with my energy. If something wouldn't matter in the next 5 years, I wouldn't break sweat over it. That's a very interesting one. If something would not matter in the next 5 years, why fight about it now? Let me even add one on that. If something will not matter in 1 year, why are you fighting about it today? Except you think it's going to matter. Then it's worth not just your time, but also your energy. Okay. Someone said he found Jesus. Good for him. Okay. Another lady says, listening to audiobooks. I've been too lazy to read books. If you're too lazy to read books, I have personally suggested you listen to audiobooks. There isn't a better way to exhaust that data of yours than have some audiobook. Like, you can preview the book. Like, just Google something on any section of life you may be interested in. You can, Google gives you a number of options to choose from. You can read the previews or opinions, the reviews on the books, and you can find out whether it has an audio version, and you just put it on play. Well, if you're anything like me, you may have to listen twice because you were distracted the first time. So good for you. But at least you're picking up something, and before you know, that habit is perfected. And you'll be better off than had it been you didn't start. Okay. Someone got a washing machine. Imagine the little pleasures of life. All right, Lagos. This one says, washing machine. I'm also going to do laundry, drop, and pick up my clothes. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, yeah. He used to go wash his clothes outside of his living apartment, and it consumed a lot of time because of the distance. Now he got himself a washing machine. He can't believe the smile on his own face. Good. Someone else writes, accepting that I can't control everything. That what will be, and I can only try to live each day with whatever I can give that day. Sensible. A fair way to manage both impulse, judgment, and energy. All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I think there are a few more things here. Someone joined the U.S. Army, and her life, it would appear, has gotten better for it. Well, the Nigerian Army would love your energy. Hey, why not? For love of country. Yep, for love of country. First of all, the Nigerian Army is calling you, and Nigeria call obey. So the new anthem doesn't have call obey, so maybe it's not so necessary anymore. Okay, no, I'm just being, yeah, you know. Nigeria call nobody home. Okay, well, on a serious note, the Nigerian military would love you to enroll, to serve country, and to contribute to defense. Like, good God, we're going to be talking about Quara in a minute. If you are that man, you're strong and capable, your life will be better. Your life... Well, we don't know how good your life's going to get, so you have to join the military and then report back to house. How about that? Okay. Thank you. Someone else writes, reading books, engaging in daily self-care, connecting with people outside my field of study, trying nice places. These days, if you stare hard at a nice place, you could pay for looking. Well, you know what's good? I dare you to look. I dare you to dream. I dare you to believe. I dare you to go out there and do something you've never done before. As long as you're not violating peace and order, you're not being disrespectful, someone could say hello, and that's a good place to start a conversation. So, have some faith. Let me see. Oh, this one should interest you. I've turned off all notifications and vibrations now. I only open apps when I choose to, not because they prompt me. If I compare my life to this guy's, what, 15 years late? Probably a little more. That thing used to irritate me. You know, you're sitting down and something just shakes the roof. It's like, why in hell why are you moving? So, but it's very interesting that he has discovered this kind of peace, or this version of peace. Turn off all notifications and vibrations, and he only goes to the apps on his phones when he chooses to, not because some robotic machine on his phone or some application has told him to go there. And that's some serious control right there. That's a good way to know who's in charge. And I think if you think about it psychologically, you can see how this can be largely beneficial. This one goes, I stopped bothering myself about things I've got no control over. I'm more at peace with myself now, and I got at least 60% clarity of my mind. I'm working my way up. All right, that's a good report. This person says, personally, I went into Ifa initiation and I wish I had done this earlier. My experience and life elevations have been slow but steady. He went into Ifa initiation. Anybody found Amadioha useful? Or Shango, what else is there out there? Well, you know I'm here for the gist whenever you're ready. So a lot more people hit the gym. A lot more people change their diets. Someone says living alone, reading books. Some people else say they got married. This person writes, waiting for people to ask for help. That's interesting. He's a helper and would love to help. Well, maybe that's what I'm trying to do here as well. We're going to go off on a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Hey, this dollar wahala now wow. Everything just dey expensive. Na true, but make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to the import am. Abeg, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number one, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number two, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number three, make we support local business. And number four, if you wan send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What you dey talk dey make sense o. Oh, country people, make we join hand reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market, and increase forex inflow. Na our hand e dey o. This message na from Bankers Committee.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Oh, wow. The thread is so interesting. I mean, I can't quite read everything. I'll just read a little bit more, and then we have to segue to our real McCoy today. This one goes, reading, talking to elite strangers, traveling, entrepreneurship. Someone else goes, well, he listens to sermons on YouTube, and that has really helped shape his mind. Another person writes, resigning from my job as customer care personnel to start trading. I wish I resigned earlier. Today, I'm doing extremely well for myself. Sometimes it's really faith that you need. Faith that, because, you know, sometimes they tell you, or maybe it's not even sometimes, you have persuaded yourself that a bird in hand is better than the 9 in the forest. Yeah, sometimes that one in your hand is almost dying, is malnutritioned, is barely a bird, and you're better off taking a chance in the wild. I mean, there's the possibility of 9 outside. You probably don't even need all 9. You just need one more. Okay, 2. Good. I'm going to read one more, and then someone says, say no without feeling guilty. Some of you don't know how to say no because you fear that the other person will be offended. Well, someone put saying no to the test and they report that they're at peace. Heaven didn't fall. Well, as long as you're sensible in your fare, in your negotiations or your relationships or your conversation, if no is the answer, no it will be. And no, heaven will not fall. Good. At least you kind of benefit peace, which really is not so common these days to have. Oh, these men who are writing married need to come give us a little bit more details. A lot more men here say, well, I got married, I'm happy, I got married, happy. This one says, breaking up with my ex who had 8 body counts at 22. I'm not sure how that's going to make his youth any less sinful, but it's on the list. It's a few seconds away from the top of the hour where we have to bring to you the news update. So after that, Kwara State is in the news and sign of the cross. Good God. Yeah, it's our nightmare. It's something that has beset us for so long. We don't even know what to do with this piece of information, but we'll try when we return on the other side of the hour.
The number one talk station of Lagos.
Join the conversation online or on the go. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM
And Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos.
and watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Be part of the Info family.